My name is Mike Jimenez, and this is the Acquired Taste. Hope everyone's having a fantastic Friday. That's right, the weekend is almost here. Got John Dwyer from Spurs and Salsa with me co-hosting today. John, how you doing, my man?
I'm doing pretty good. How about yourself?
Dude, welcome to the studio here.
It's a beautiful studio. I'm not going to lie.
Thanks.
It's nice.
Yeah, this is all Joe Garcia, man. This is all him all day long.
When I get bored, I build.
I can see that. You must have had a long, boring summer.
No, man. I like to keep busy. I like to keep busy, man. I'm like Iron Man, dude. I'm always building,
is that what that is?
Upgrading, doing something, dude.
There you go.
Yeah, this place is fantastic.
We're live on Facebook, live on YouTube, live on Twitter. We're also available on Spotify as well. So don't forget to subscribe to us on YouTube or on Spotify. Look up MJ Acquired Taste. Again, thank you so much to all of our YouTube subscribers, because yesterday we went over 2,000 viewing hours, which is a big deal because we can actually monetize this once we get to 3,000 viewing hours. So we're 2/3 of the way there in only 5 weeks, which is very, very, very cool. Lots of people watched yesterday because I lost my mind. Okay. I'm going to try to leave the cussing to a minimum today.
There we go.
Okay. Not so much.
That's a reaction from the audience.
Yeah. The reaction from the audience was, man, this show got good. You know, because we talk about sports, pop culture, and nostalgia, but the fact of the matter is that we got into the Jason Aldean situation. I'm not going to get into it today, but the fact of the matter is that I got a little bit heated because I have a personal opinion about this. But again, we're going to do sports, pop culture, and nostalgia. If you subscribe to us on YouTube, you can check out our chat section, and we actually get to read yours in real time.
Speaking of that, look at this. Chris Gonzalez says, "Happy Smokey and Craig Day."
Nice.
That's right. That's right.
Nice.
Matt Laramie asking about the Flirty Friday guest. The Flirty Friday guest could not make it today, but I'll make a better effort.
Somebody said about it.
Yeah,
I'll make a better effort to get somebody in on Friday. That's going to be an ongoing thing.
Yeah,
the problem is that when you get these YouTubers and you get these TikTokers, they're actually very, very busy what they do. But the one that I've been wanting to speak to has been sick the past 3 or 4 days. So I'm giving her a break. I'm going to give her a break this week when it comes to it. We'll do Flirty Friday next week.
Yeah, Flirty Friday guest is not John Dwyer, by the way, man.
Nope.
But if you want to show him some love, reach out to us, by the way. Again, we do sports, pop culture, and nostalgia. We have a lot to get into. You know, one of the most iconic landmarks in San Antonio is coming down. Talking about that 26-foot tall Indian on Loop 410, that big old statue that's been overlooking us for 40 years is coming down next week. We're going to get into that. We're going to talk about the Spurs And the fact that Jeremy Sohan apparently doesn't know much about Barbie
or
Oppenheimer at that, right? The Barbie movie and Oppenheimer both released yesterday. We're going to talk about how weird it is that NFL players actually care about their Madden ratings and how that actually goes into contract talks. We have a special guest at 12:30. You know, Hollywood has been shut down. The actors are on strike. The actors are on strike, and the writers are also on strike. And the fact of the matter is that we have a local actor named Nathan Ray Clark who will be on with us at 12:30 to give us some insight as to what's going on in Hollywood. And if we have time, I'm going to allow John Dwyer to give me crap again, this time in person, about my take on Shea Serrano's new TV show on Hulu. No, it's on Amazon. Right? Primo, yeah. Do I have to give it another try? Do I have to admit that I was wrong?
And
I don't know.
And Joe, Mr. Hot Take, we had breakfast this morning. He dropped another horrible take.
Another one?
Yes. And it came out of nowhere.
Did he at least buy you breakfast, bro?
He did.
All right, man. Good man. Good man.
But he dropped a pretty controversial take in San Antonio. And it stopped him in his tracks.
You're going to call him out, kind of.
We'll save it because it kind of rolls into Primo. So we'll save it for.
Where did y'all go eat? Let's put it like this. Where'd y'all go eat?
We ate at a Mexican restaurant, Sandra's.
Okay.
Yeah. It used to be a Tinka Taco. Many moons
Well, I
ago.
didn't know you were going to take him out for steak dinner like Jeff Garcia, you know?
No, it was a chilaquiles kind of day.
Okay.
Very, very cool. But we're going to about, 1:15 or so. For those of you who listen in the future, we make sure that these shows aren't dated. Okay. We want to make sure that you can enjoy this 3 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 9 o'clock, midnight. Enjoy this show tomorrow because we had a lot of people who were listening to this show on YouTube and Spotify after 9 p.m. last night.
Oh, okay.
So it's weird when you get these ratings coming in of all the different people who are viewing, the pattern by which only about 30 to 40% of those who are watching this show or listening to this show listen in real time.
Maybe because your language isn't appropriate for kids. So
that's right. That's right. I'm going to try to lay off the F-bombs today. I'm going to lay off all the F-bombs. I'm going to try to go a whole show without doing that.
Man, I don't know if we can do that.
We'll have a tracker, Joe, if you can track it.
You know, what we need to do is we need to put the swear jar there. Every time we drop
that's not bad.
A bad word, we put it in the swear jar.
Yeah.
Sports, pop culture, nostalgia. Typically, we start off with sports, but today we're going to do some nostalgia because San Antonio Express News is reporting that the iconic statue of that Indian, the Native American, overlooking Loop 410 and what used to be a Red McCombs dealership is coming down. That thing is 26 feet tall. It's been up there on Loop 410 for over 40 years. And the Express News is reporting that it's going to come down by July 31st. Apparently, the new Hyundai dealership there just doesn't want it. Says it doesn't fit their style. But again, the statue has been up there for more than 40 years. It's been part of San Antonio since the 60s because originally it was located off of Broadway near downtown at another dealership.
Huh, I didn't know that part.
So what are your thoughts when you hear that thing is coming down?
You know, in the grand scheme of things, it doesn't feel like a huge deal, although it's always been overlooking. But it feels like it's something else that we're losing. You know, you and I were talking about other iconic places and statues, things of that nature around San Antonio. You brought up Malibu Castle. Parapple County Fair.
And it's all in that 410 corridor right there.
We also lost the pig stand about a month or two ago.
Yeah, we did. Pig stand.
Mexican Manhattan. I think there's just little things are chipping away at.
I still miss the gondolas downtown at Brack Park. You know.
Oh, man. Yes.
I know you're a nasty. You miss spitting on people and throwing ice on them, dude.
You know, it's funny because when I saw the headline, my daughter was the one who alerted this to me. She sent me a DM early today saying, "Hey, did you see this?" And it hurt a little bit.
It does.
And when I clicked on the article, I thought to myself, this has got to be because someone complained. It's got to be because someone was offended.
Yeah.
But it wasn't the case. Like, and I don't think that anybody was truly offended by this because it wasn't like Chief Wahoo from the Cleveland Indians, that mascot, right? This was something that was pretty tastefully done, right? It was a 26-foot tall, menacing looking, but also very proud looking Native American figure. That it didn't seem like they were trying to disparage people or look down upon people. It seemed very legit, and it's very iconic. And it's one of those things. To me, the only thing worse than this would be taking down the boots at North Star Mall.
Don't even joke like that.
Don't touch the boots.
Can you
Yeah,
imagine
don't
if the
touch the
boots
boots.
left? Dude, I have family who, whenever they come into town from California, they go over there to take photos.
Of
The number of
boots.
people who've almost been hit by cars on the access road of Loop 410 just past San Pedro is astronomical. That number is high.
We got a conspiracy theory, though, of why the Indian actually came down. And Mario Cavazos is watching us on YouTube.
Hearing that Moneybags is buying it and putting it in his front lawn.
You know what? That could be true.
I can see that as well.
To me, that's the comment of the day right there.
You're gonna see
man.
it at the Dominion with a Locked On Spurs T-shirt on the Indian.
Yeah, and someone just mentioned up there saying that they will miss seeing. It's Tex-Mex Frank saying miss seeing the statue
Los Spurs
with a Los Spurs jersey on it.
Yeah,
That's right. They would drape it in Spurs gear,
especially when they're in the playoffs.
The best part of the statue, by the way, is that if you're driving from the Ingram Park Mall area to the Wonderland area, so if you're going in that direction, I guess that's going east. If you look back,
oh, you already told me this.
The thumb looks like a penis.
Oh my god!
If you look at it from a certain angle, from the right side of the Indian statue, it looks like,
So
he's excited about Loop 410.
You know what they should do, man? They should move the Indian and put him in the boots over there at North Star Mall.
And the smorgasbord of iconic statues.
Those would be thigh-high boots because those boots are kind of high.
For real, man. But it would be fun.
When you were looking for a penis, were you driving? I hope not.
Well, no, somebody told me that years ago.
Okay.
And every time I drive by, I laugh about it because it looks just like it. You've never noticed that.
So, no, I'm usually driving. I don't want to be looking.
Okay, so his left thumb sticks out forward. So when you drive by, it looks like his junk. Okay, it looks like he's erect overlooking Loop 410.
Who wouldn't
That's
be?
the
It's
funny
beautiful.
part. I mean, exactly.
Yeah,
I mean,
410's the best.
all the good-looking women in San Antonio live in the Holmes
Look
High
at
School area.
look at Jeff calling you out.
Jeff Garcia from Locked On Spurs saying Nathan, Ray Clark, John Dyer, KCBR, etc. Mike Show might as well be called Locked On Spurs with a guess he takes.
Dang.
Need a finder's fee, he says. Dude, I've known you for a long time.
You have.
Dyer and I are neighbors for the most part.
Pretty close.
We live pretty close to each other.
We can't afford Jeff's neighborhood, but we live close by.
Jonathan C says, of course that would be your favorite part. And you know what the funny thing is that everybody who's listening who has not noticed that is going to be driving by it over the course of the next week and then looking back and will laugh their ass off about it.
Look at Rudolph Gonzalez. The comment, the angle of the dangle.
So I'm seeing my name as comments. I think my son logged into my YouTube and he's commenting.
Yeah, he says he overhypes the Cowboys. Talking about me, right?
I think so.
Yeah.
Which is funny. I was like, he's not even a Cowboys fan. I don't remember what episode it was, but you were talking about how the Cowboys are a Super Bowl contender.
Yeah, they are this year.
And my son's a Cowboys fan, and he's like, oh, he's overhyping them.
Okay, first of all, the Cowboys in the AFC would be like the 6th or 7th best team in the AFC. But in the NFC is so weak right now that, I think the Cowboys have a legit chance. But, taking a look at it, Jonathan C says car accidents on 410 are about to shoot through the roof.
Yep.
Because people are going to be looking for the Indian penis because it does exist. It does exist. But again,
so hold on. How much longer is that statue up?
Till July 31st.
Okay, so you have a week or you have 10 days to go check it out.
We go take one last picture, Mike, in front of the Indian, man.
There are other Red McCombs dealerships because there used to be a Red McCombs dealership there. I don't know if it still is, but why not just move it to another Red McCombs? Why not overlook I-10? That I don't know. Overlook I-10. Overlook something because I don't want to see that thing destroyed. It's iconic. It's a San Antonio thing. And I think it should be still up here in San Antonio because I don't think it's offensive. And it's one of those things that everybody recognizes. And when I joked with you about how I got hurt when Malibu Castle closed, it really did hurt.
Oh, that did. Yeah.
And you drive by there right now, there ain't anything there.
You can barely make out the racetrack, but nature's slowly reclaiming that as well.
Exactly. I thought there was going to be a hotel there. I thought there was going to be something there. Instead, it's just a vacant lot. I don't understand it.
Man, get the Indian, put it there, reopen Malibu Castle, and put like a little flair for the gente, man.
Hey,
You know,
It's not a
take
bad
it
idea.
to the AT&T Center, man.
No, man, they
Come
never
on,
go for that.
Put
dude.
it in front of the
No,
AT&T
you can't do
Center.
that.
Can't do that, man.
Oh,
They'll never,
come
the NBA
on.
won't allow it, dude. NBA won't allow it. But you know what they could do? Use the statue, but instead replace the face with the face of one of the iconic Spurs players. George Gervin, Tim Duncan, you know, David Robinson.
It would have to be a lighter skinned
I mean, you could do that. You could paint the Indian, dude.
No,
So
we're not going to blackface the Indian,
Oh,
dude. That's
man.
not
Joe's
gonna
going for it all today.
happen.
At the very least, here's what I would like to see: throw a Spurs jersey on it for the last 10 days. Old time.
I like that. Old time's sake. You know what? The last image being a number 1 jersey, a Wemby jersey.
And I was going to ask, would you rather have a glimpse to the future, or would you want a Robinson jersey on there?
Either one's fine with me.
Okay.
Either
You know what,
one
man?
is
Why don't we
perfectly fine
just
with me.
sell the Indian to the Washington Commanders? Maybe the new owner might buy it.
You
No,
know,
the old one. The old one. Dan
might.
Snyder might buy it.
Again, that statue coming down on July 31st. Don't forget to follow Jeff Garcia from Locked On Spurs and Ken's 5. He's on Spotify as well. He's also on YouTube. The Locked On Spurs podcast is also on YouTube. So again, subscribe to both the YouTube and Spotify channels. I watch it on YouTube all the time because unlike whenever he's on this show on Wednesdays, Jeff Garcia actually shows his face on the YouTube channel.
man.
But he, you know, he graces us with his presence, his voice only
You better take
on
what you can
Wednesdays.
get.
No,
exactly.
man. Every time you mention Jeff Garcia, dude, I'm gonna. There you go.
There you go. Money, 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 money.
Dollar bills, y'all.
Nice.
Dollar
Hey,
bills.
How big did the Jeff Garcia playlist get? The money playlist?
Dude, that thing has been going off,
Uh-huh.
man.
Now his nickname is Moneybags.
Yeah.
But I believe, if I'm not mistaken, I'll have to ask. His middle name is Benjamins, right?
Yeah.
It's Jeff Benjamin.
Jeffrey Benjamin Garcia.
Again, don't forget to subscribe to Locked On Spurs. He's also at Jeff G Spurs Zone on Twitter, and he's also on threads like the cool kids at Jeff G Ken's 5 SA. Jeff's latest episode of Locked On Spurs features Ken's 5 sports anchor Casey Vieira. The question: is Wemby a lock to win Rookie of the Year? If I had to ask you that question, because Vegas believes he's an overwhelming favorite, is he a lock?
I mean, you can't say a lock, right? Because it's 82 games. Something could happen, or he doesn't develop as quickly as somebody else. I'm not gonna say lock. Favorite, he's obvious favorite. Would it be a disappointment if he doesn't win the way Robinson and Duncan did? Well, first of all, do you think he's a lock?
He better be.
He better be.
He better be.
Okay.
I mean, I think that with his mentality, he better be a lock. And there are some good players out there. The one that we're looking at, people are like, well, what about Scoot Henderson? What about Brandon Miller or Amen Thompson? Chet Holmgren is probably his biggest competition for OKC because Chet Holmgren balled out in the Summer League last year before getting hurt in that charity game, and he missed the full season, and then he balled out this year in the Summer League game. He has a lot more experience playing the American style of basketball. Yeah. Chet Holmgren is a very, very good player, also over 7 feet tall. That's the one that I'm looking at thinking to myself, that's the guy that can prevent Wemby from winning the Rookie of the Year. Now,
what about Scoot, man?
Well, actually, the number one threat, player-wise,
Don't say it,
is Chet. The number one person overall is Greg Popovich.
I knew he was going to say it.
No,
because you need to play 65 games to qualify, and there are reports out there. I don't know how, accurate they are, that he might sit out the second half of back-to-back games, and that might prevent him from getting to 65 games played.
Well, if he sits out just the second half, games still count. So,
we have a comment here. Tim Gonzalez keeps on putting up here, and he's just giving us some information. Wemby ice cream is at the St. Anthony Hotel downtown.
St. Anthony is beautiful. Jeff Garcia from Locked On Spurs says, and Chet is going to get experience with Team USA with NBA vets this summer.
So then you can't say Wemby's a lock then, right?
Oh, latest update from Christopher Lehan. They have 16 songs for the Moneybag playlist.
Yeah, we'll go over the playlist. If we can't do it today, we'll do it on Monday because I am actually fascinated by this. But let's talk about this whole Chet Holmgren thing. He's a very good player. Now, what if Wemby goes out there and gets you 18, 19 points per game, gets you 10 rebounds per game, 2.5 blocks, and still loses Rookie of the Year because Chet just blew up?
Yeah.
That's a different scenario. But for all intents and purposes, the personality that Victor Wembanyama has is he wants to get the job done. And I think he looks at these things as milestones. I think it would be an embarrassment if he didn't win it. I think it would be an outright embarrassment after all the hype and all the hoopla. Even if he did put together a good season, it would be an embarrassment. But then again, those who say, well, what about Robinson? What about Tim? Tim had 4 years at Wake, and David had Naval Academy and then his 2-year commitment to the Navy as well. They were older people. Chet Holmgren, I don't see Scoot being the guy. I don't see Brandon Miller being the guy or any of the Thompson twins or anybody else. It is going to be Chet versus Wemby.
And do you think, since Chet kind of redshirted his first year,
that's a good way of putting it?
Do you think the Chet Wemby comparisons will be throughout their careers?
There could be the comparison because they're going into the league together.
You know what I mean?
You know, and as Jonathan reaches out to us on YouTube, says Chet is a better shooter by a mile over Wemby. That's true because Chet, when he played for Gonzaga, was very, very good at shooting the ball. The thing is, I would counter that by saying Wemby is so much better than Chet defensively.
Yeah.
And is a better ball handler. So, yeah, Chet Holmgren's a better shooter, but that's the only thing that he does better than Victor Wembanyama.
I didn't realize how much Wemby would impact the defense right away until Summer League.
Yeah.
Like even his first game where he was struggling to shoot.
Yeah, man, if y'all are enjoying the show, man, you can always go ahead and show your support by buying us a beer.
Oh,
That's right. Beer. That's right. Buy us a beer. You know, we actually had somebody who reached out to us yesterday and bought us some beers. I didn't even give him a thank you.
And we got to, man.
Got to give me a heads up when doing this. Let me see. The buy us the beer. Who bought us beers yesterday?
Probably Jeff. He's got money to spare.
No, it's not Jeff. The reason why we know it's not Jeff is because he is moneybags because he doesn't spend money on things like that.
No, that's not true. He has literally bought me a beer at his first game.
Really,
Jeff?
I will
what?
Go, yes, he has.
No.
Jeff,
bro. Jeff,
no,
bro.
I promise you. I promise you.
Dude, okay, so since we live in the same part of town,
yeah,
you know where the Rusty Nail is, right?
I do.
I like the Rusty Nail.
It's good.
It's
food
good.
is great.
It's expensive though over there.
Well, they know it's good
because there's no other bar in the area.
The food is really.
I
good.
got some drinks with Jeff because he came to my side of town,
Dang.
and he's over there at the Rusty Nail going, dude, how far is this? And this is kind of close to, past 211 and Petrenko Road,
yes.
getting out towards Castro.
Yeah.
We're in Medina County at this point.
Yeah.
But it was like $14 for a bourbon. That's cheap. And he was so happy to pay for it. And I was thinking to myself, $14.
$14.
Holy crap.
Oh,
we got to find out who bought us a beer.
Jeff, come on to our side of town more often, Jeff.
Yeah, for real. Hey, man, Jeff, buy brother a beer next time, man.
Yeah, so go ahead and show that QR code. The buy us a beer is basically a thank you that you can give us for doing the show. You can reach out to Joe, reach out to me and say, hey, thanks for what you do. Here's a couple of bucks.
There you go.
Keep doing what you do. We don't charge for any subscription fees or any exclusive content or anything like that. This is just a way of saying, hey, I like what you guys do. And I promise you, if we don't thank you today, we'll thank you on Monday because we actually had more than $200 raised last week for Katie Goodman.
Oh, that's right.
To go to Australia and get her passport expedited. And we donated all of it to her.
Good.
Yeah.
That's good.
So very, very cool. We have a new sponsor to the Acquired Taste Network, MCS General Contracting. Our good friend, Chris Leha, baby. He's all over these threads over here. Chris Leha, part of this group with MCS General Contracting. Their number 210-774-9155. They do concrete placement both on the residential side and on the commercial side. So if you're looking to build a parking lot, extend a driveway, create a driveway, extend a concrete patio, they are your guys. More than 30 years combined experience in concrete placement. They say they want to be the best in the business, honest pricing, high quality work. Again, house foundations, that's a big deal. Slabs for your business, that is a big deal. Again, don't do it cheap, do it right. A good value here with MCS General Contracting, 210-774-9155. MCS General Contracting, a proud sponsor of the Acquired Taste. Chris Leha, part of that group, does a very, very, very good job. Now, this weekend is a big deal at the movies. The movies are going to be packed this week.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Why? Because you have two movies coming out. Oppenheimer, which, going to be honest with you, I have no idea what it's about.
About the atomic bomb.
Okay.
I just gave you a rough, quick run about it.
Okay. And then Barbie is coming out. My daughter God bless her, love her like crazy. She kind of let out something about Barbie that I wish she hadn't.
She spoiled it for you.
She did a little bit of a spoiler for me, and I'm not going to announce what she said.
But
kids
are going to do that.
It wasn't a reveal. It wasn't the end of Sixth Sense where she's saying, "Oh, he was dead the entire time." It wasn't anything like that. But she mentioned that there's a particular song that gets played a lot that she was surprised that was being used throughout the movie. So I thought that was kind of funny. So I won't say which one it is, but apparently there's a nostalgic song, if you will.
Oh, when my kids watch a movie before me, before they even open their mouths, I'm like, don't say anything. Keep it quiet. They saw the new Transformers, and I haven't seen it yet.
I've seen it.
I know. I just haven't gone.
Dude, okay, first of all,
okay,
for someone who gives me so much crap about Transformers, do not do the 1986 movie. Do not do a movie review of it.
Don't do it.
We're going to do it.
We're going to do it.
I'll flip this whole desk over.
We're going to do it. I actually gave the new Transformers movie a good rating, a good review.
I got a great idea.
I gave it an A-.
When we do the review of the Transformers, the OG 86 version, we're going to have to do a watch party, meaning that you're watching it and giving it a live reaction. And that way you can give us exactly, that raw emotion of what you're feeling.
Okay, so that's how we'll do it. We'll do it at a Santikos theater because for $200, you can rent it out the theater. We give them the DVD. We give them the DVD. We give them the Blu-ray or
Can I sneak in some bourbon, some whiskey, some Buffalo Trace?
Jeff,
I mean, come on,
dude. I sneak in candy all the time. I don't see why not. I don't see why not.
I own it on 4K, Blu-ray, VHS.
Okay, there you go.
We'll just borrow it from John.
So the $200 comes with popcorn and drinks. I've done this before. This is where I'm money bags. This is where I'm money bags.
Spend the money.
Where I will sometimes say, you know what, I'll want to watch a movie. Because think about it this way. $200 sounds like a lot of money.
Yeah, man.
It is a lot
I'll
of
go in
money.
with you, man.
Yeah,
I'll go in.
It is a lot of money. But I know when I take my wife and kids to the movies, and that's four of us. Yeah. That's four of us. And it comes, and we get a popcorn, we get soda, we get 4 tickets. We're already out about $80.
Yeah, that's just the concession stand.
That's just concession. So the $200 is for 10 people to go, but it comes with the popcorn, it comes with the soda, and all of that. So it's a little. It kind of works out to average out a little bit. You know, if you want to, pitch in a little bit, that's perfectly fine.
I'll pitch in.
But the thing about it is that the Barbie movie's coming out. That's a big deal. Like, which one's going to have the bigger numbers, Barbie or Oppenheimer? It's going to be Barbie.
Yeah,
it's going to be Barbie.
I mean, you've already seen what's happening on social media.
Margot Robbie, Ryan Gosling,
everybody's going crazy. No, not only that, but just the fans. Everybody taking pictures with Barbie. Themed restaurants, bars, even at the HEB, they had to cut out.
Did they really?
Yeah.
Huh. So you were telling me earlier, and by the way, we have Nathan Clark coming in, Nathan Ray Clark in a few minutes.
Okay.
He is an actor. We've seen him on Modern Family and a variety of different TV shows over the years. He's going to be on with us in the next few minutes or so. Joe, if you can reach out to him and make sure that he's ready to go.
Yeah.
Just texted you his information. But you were telling me that Jeremy Sohan somehow got caught in the mix by Spurs social media.
So there's this social media, I guess, trend where you post a picture wearing usually black or dark clothing saying, okay, this is what I'm wearing to Oppenheimer. And then you wear something usually pink for Barbie. It's kind of a trend right now for the pictures. Well, the official Spurs Twitter account posted 2 pictures of Jeremy Sohan. One of them is wearing a black shirt, obviously Oppenheimer. And one of them, he's wearing a very colorful pink and purplish jacket. And it says, this is for Barbie. Jeremy Sohan retweeted it, and he said he's so confused. I don't know if he's not in on the trend, if he didn't like the comment, but it was an interesting what if. Like, where's his mind at?
Yeah,
on that.
I don't know, because he's not from the United States.
Yeah.
Now, don't get me wrong. He did go to college in the state of Texas, so I'm sure he knows who Barbie is. Maybe he's confused about Oppenheimer, and what that is. But he's a very colorful guy, and I like that. Now, let me ask you this question, because the movie Barbie, a lot of guys are going to be out there, especially those who are watching this show, listening to this show, are going to be like, dude, you can't catch me there. Dude, I want to watch Barbie so bad.
So then why didn't you go with your kid?
Well, she's out of state.
Oh, okay.
So I want to go with my wife and kids. So probably sometime today, I'm going to go to Flicks, or I'm going to go to one of the Santikos places, and I bet you Saturday's already sold out. So I'm going to have to go get tickets for a Sunday showing, and I can't wait, because it's just one of those things where it's not a Barbie movie that I see where it's like about Barbie. I think part of it's making fun of Barbie.
Yeah,
It's taking pot shots at it, and it reminds me a little bit of that SNL skit with Childish Gambino, Donald Glover doing this whole thing about how he worked for Barbie. I think it's something like that, just something that is just super funny and stupid. And Ryan Gosling's part of it. All the actors that are going to be in, the famous actors that are all going to be on there. I can't wait. I really can't wait, and I bet you it's good. I bet you it's good. We have a special guest joining us right now. He's from the Corpus Christi area. He's a local guy. He's an actor. Nathan Ray Clark. How you doing, my man?
I'm doing well. I didn't realize I was going to be on camera, and I got my hair all messed up.
Oh no!
All
No,
right.
you know what? You gotta be ready for the spotlight at all times, man. So where do you live now? Where do you live by?
So I'm actually out here in California. I'm in Los Angeles.
So going from Corpus Christi all the way to LA, CC to LA. So tell us about your background there, because I know that you had a spot there on Modern Family. How else do we know you?
I'll just start from the beginning. Yeah, so originally from Corpus. I moved out here about 15 years or so ago. And I've worked on TV shows, films, things like that. The stuff I did recently, I shot Criminal Minds for a few episodes, which was really, really cool. Joe Mantegna directed my episode. If you know Joe Mantegna, I'm trying to remember the movies he did. He did Fat Tony in The Simpsons.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
Fat Tony. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. And then NCIS Hawaii, which was really cool. I actually flew out to Honolulu, spent a week out there shooting. So that was cool. And I've done Two Broke Girls, Glee, worked with Michael Bay in like a Transformers commercial, which Jeff Garcia is a huge fan of Transformers. And
We just talked about that actually.
Say what?
We just talked about the Transformers about 5 minutes ago.
Yeah, the new movie. I love the new movie. I love the new Transformers movie. Did a fantastic job. Now, the thing about it is that all the success that you've had in all of these different shows and movies and commercials, but right now, everything seems to be at a standstill out there in Hollywood. Writers are on strike. The actors are on strike. How has this affected you, and what are your thoughts about what's going on right now in Hollywood?
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. As long as I've been out here, there hasn't been anything like this. There was a writer's strike back in 2008, and that only lasted for about 100 days. So, let's see, the writer's strike started at the beginning of May. So we're almost getting past that 100 days here. For the actors, I hate to say it, but it's at least nice that both of us are striking at the same time.
Yeah.
I know the very first day the writers went on strike, I and my writing partner were down at Warner Brothers striking with them. And then we were back at Warner Brothers the first day of the actors strike. It's like people are mad about this, but at the same time, it's like total solidarity. And I think that's just sort of, it's, giving us hope, but I ain't gonna lie, this thing's probably gonna last, if not till the end of the fall, probably sometime into the new year.
Wow.
Now, what this basically means is that nothing is being written, no shows are going on, no movies are being acted on right now. And these actors and actresses, I mean, we're talking about the movie Barbie, right? So you have Margot Robbie and Ryan Gosling. They can't even go on Jimmy Kimmel or go on the Colbert Show to even promote their movies. It is a full-on strike. This is the first time since 1960 that both the writers and actors have striked at the same time. Very, very big deal. And I understand that a lot of this has to do with the fact that it's the streaming services. That the old contracts and residuals were based on basically TV, based on, the HBOs and the Showtimes and the Cinemaxes of the world. But now that you've got Netflix and Hulu and you've got Amazon Prime and Paramount and Disney and all of those, because I have all of those, it just seems like the writers and the actors have been cut out of the residual mix, or it's not as robust as what it used to be. Can you explain how that works and how that has affected you?
Yeah. So first off, I love that you did your homework. Second off, it's so basically the business model has changed significantly within the last decade or so. What are we doing right now? We're not watching our TV shows and films on like traditional cable television or anything like that. we're watching streaming. So what happened is this. So the residuals were based off of each time an episode aired, you would get paid a residual for that. So every time I have an episode of Modern Family play on syndication or wherever, I get paid for that. Now, with streaming, it's an entirely different thing. This is not like YouTube, where you can go on YouTube and you can watch a video and stuff, and then whoever's the YouTube creator, they'll get X amount of money on that. Yeah. With this, they're basing it off of subscriber numbers. So the tricky part is that we don't know. We don't have full transparency of how many subscribers that the streaming services have. Like Paramount Plus can say, oh yeah, we have about, 70 million or something like that. But it's like they have to have more than that. Netflix has like, they say it's about 238 million. I have a feeling it's probably more than that. And a lot of these streaming services, they're saying, well, money right now, we don't have that much money. BS. Because Netflix just reported for second quarter earnings of like $8.2 billion, which is insane. It's like, you're telling me you're making all this money and that actors are being like skimped on this.
Right.
I mean, look, did you guys ever watch Orange is the New Black?
I did. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, great. So I can't remember her name, but this female actor, Kamiko, that's a real name. So she did a TikTok video where she shows the sheet of paper that's listed out of foreign royalties or foreign residuals that she gets. And it gives a printout telling you, the episodes and everything. She was pretty much in every season except for the first. And she got like $27 worth of $27 worth of pay for like 5, maybe 6 seasons of doing this show. That's insane, because if this was network, she would have been able to buy a car with this kind of money.
Talking to Nathan Ray Clark, actor out in Los Angeles, who's from the Corpus Christi area. We're going over what's going on in Hollywood right now, because if you watch anything TV related, especially if you watch the late night shows, they've been, at a standstill right now because the writers are on strike, the actors are on strike. And as Nathan's trying to point out, the fact that the viewing habits have changed, it kind of reminds me a little bit about how music was done. It used to be album sales, the physical copies that were purchased, and now it's Spotify, now it's Apple Music, now it's iTunes. And because of that, the industry had to change its compensation structure because it was different. Things had evolved, and you guys are on strike because things have evolved, and the only thing that hasn't evolved is your paycheck. Well, it did evolve. It evolved in a negative way. It went downward as opposed to upward. And to be honest with you, I watched 2 episodes of Modern Family this morning because that's kind of my I'm getting dressed for work background, that I do, because I like to see Sofia Vergara and Julie Bowen whenever I get dressed. But that being said, you hear the CEOs of Netflix, the CEOs of Disney coming out saying, there's nothing we can do. There's nothing we can do. And you're basically saying that you're calling BS on all of that. Yeah. And I understand one other thing as well, as I've been reading articles about this over the past few weeks, that a lot of it has to do with the fact that maybe the jobs out there are no longer full-time. It's a stringing along of a lot of part-time jobs along the way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. And the thing is like, there is a lot of content out there. I hate saying that, but as far as that's what they call, with TV shows and stuff, there's a lot of content out there. But again, a lot of that stuff is being produced, on the streaming services, and they don't, and like I said, they don't pay that much. And this isn't for, a lot of people misunderstand this as like, well, they're actors, they're rich and all this stuff. And it's just like, no, we're, Joe Schmoes. We have jobs, rent and all this other things, families to take care of, some of us. It's a thing where it's like, it's making it harder to have a livable wage, to be able to live as an actor, because before this, everything was on cable television, network television. You had seasons that would last of a show, 22 episode seasons. There was a lot of that going on. Now with this model, you're doing maybe 8 to 10 episodes, and you're making a lot less money, than you could have been before. So yeah, I mean, go on.
Oh, just introducing you again, Nathan Ray Clark, actor out there in Hollywood from Texas, from the Corpus Christi area, a friend of the show now, a friend of Jeff Garcia and Locked On Spurs. The thing about Locked On Spurs, you guys want to earn the royalties that a Jeff Garcia gets for doing his podcast, right? Moneybags. What are your thoughts on us referring to him as Moneybags, and do you buy it?
I buy it. That guy, like, he doesn't show you guys, but he'll always like DM me pictures of a Lambo that he just bought, that he's,
on his private yacht.
Yeah, having drinks with the Holt family up in the tower. What's the thing there in San Antonio? I'm trying to remember the name.
Tower Americas.
Tower Americas.
Do you know how I called him Moneybags? Because I'm the one who gave him that name. It's because he and I were Zooming. He could have called me. We could have had a phone call, but he wanted to Zoom because he wanted to see my pretty face. And Uber Eats shows up with a French steak. So think about that. Think about that. Moneybags is having a steak delivered to him, and you're on strike. How does that make you feel?
Oh, man. Jeff, if you're watching this, man, I need you to Uber some French steak. I need some tartare right now. Buddy.
There you go.
Well, actually, Jeff wants me to ask you a question, Nathan. He says, what was it like working with Autobot Hound?
Total diva.
I could see it.
Was just always hanging out in his trailer. Huge trailer, by the way, which was Optimus Prime's trailer. And yeah, such attitude. Now Megatron was actually a nice guy, surprisingly. A lot of times people play villains, they're actually nice people.
Megatron's a nice guy because he's forever getting his ass kicked in Transformer movies.
You guys are just trolling.
What is that? What is that all about? The guy has like a 3-9 record in fights.
That's what I try to tell Jeff.
You're talking about Megatron or Optimus?
Oh, Optimus Prime. Oh, that's what
Optimus Prime's always getting his ass handed.
He's like Rocky Balboa. It comes through in the end.
It comes through in the end. All right, Nathan Ray Clark, let's get some sports takes from you. Are you a Spurs fan?
Oh, most definitely, man.
There we go.
Most definitely. You don't live in South Texas without being a Spurs fan. That's just
exactly
how it is.
Okay, so why is it, since you are in the LA area, California area, why is it that so many people who do the talking heads for ESPN keep saying, well, Wemby's going to be there in San Antonio for 4 years, but he's going to be a Laker in 5? What do you feel when you hear that?
Look, man, that's just the same old crap that they talk. They always say that. It's like, oh, well, a star, whoever. Whatever that, that big star is that goes into a small market. It's like, oh, yeah, well, they're going to leave. They're going to go to LA, or not that anybody wants to go to New York now.
Mm-hmm.
But, they're going to go to some, bigger city or whatever. And it's just like, I mean, talking heads, they just need something to say. And they're just repeating the same talking points they've been doing like forever and ever. So Wemby's here to stay, man. Look, the kid grew up a Spurs fan. Huge Tony Parker fan. Went to his like summer camp or basketball camp.
Was on his team. Was on his team at one point.
Right. And look, and I can tell you from living out here as long as I have, the breakfast taquitos, there's no such thing. No such thing as good breakfast tacos out here in LA. San Antonio, the boy loves breakfast tacos. There's no way he's leaving.
Now, our top story of the day, I don't know how familiar you are of San Antonio, but if you've ever driven through San Antonio, do you remember the iconic Indian statue on Loop 410 that overlooks the freeway? You familiar with that at all?
You know what? I actually am not.
Okay, it's coming down. So we've been talking about that today. Another iconic landmark coming down. Nothing controversial. It's just the business that has it now just doesn't want it. So it wasn't like there was protesting or anything like that. I got one more sports take that I need to get out of you. NFL, who do you cheer for?
Okay, I am a reluctant Cowboys fan.
There we go.
No.
Okay.
There we go.
Woo, this is a good segue right here.
Yeah.
Okay. I ask this to Cowboy fans every year. Is it your year?
It hasn't been Cowboys fans' year for 27 years, brother.
Not since '97. It's 96, 97.
Do you
Look,
know
man,
what the number one song was the day the Cowboys won their last Super Bowl?
oh my God.
How do you know this? I
What
looked it up.
was it, like Wonderwall by Oasis?
That's a good guess.
That's a good guess.
That's a really good guess.
It was One Sweet Day by Mariah Carey and
No,
Boyz
Boyz
II
II
Men.
Men.
It's been that long.
Wow.
It's been that long. I looked
Yeah.
up Greg Popovich. The day that Greg Popovich named himself head coach, Unbreak My Heart by Tony Braxton was the number one song. I like going back in time when it comes to movies and songs as a point of time, like a reference and point in time.
Yeah, that's how you reference time.
Yeah,
Okay.
so it's been a long, long time. Hey, tell us what you're working on right now, what you're hoping for, what you got going on after the strike. What's going on in your world?
So right now I'm actually going to be shooting a web series here coming up. It's not something that I'm in, but it's actually something that a friend is doing. Right now, my writing partner and I, we're actually developing a pitch for a TV series that we can't really do anything with, but that's totally fine. That's definitely somewhat sports based in the world of professional wrestling. I'm not supposed to say anything, but I just did. And then also you can check out my stuff online, Nathan Ray Clark. I got a web series actually out there, our website, bornloserstv.com. It's great stuff. We have it's kind of like a Sunny in Philly.
Nice.
And
Okay.
myself and my writing partner play heightened versions of ourselves. And there's an episode where we're playing basketball, and let's just say some Spurs references go out there.
Very
You got us
nice.
locked in.
You can follow Nathan Ray Clark on Twitter at Nathan Ray Clark. Thanks for being with us today, my man.
Thank you.
Mike, thank you so much. Love talking with you guys. Y'all take care.
He's a friend
Thank
of
you.
Moneybags, Jeff Garcia. Now, I understand that there's a Moneybags playlist. How did this all start, Joe?
I don't know, man. It was just an idea, I guess, that they were talking about in one of the, I guess, tweets that were out there online the other day. And then Chris Leja just kind of ran with it.
Yeah.
And he's like, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and create a Moneybags playlist.
It was very organic. Those are the best things.
Those are
right?
the best things. You want
Yeah.
things to happen organically.
Yeah, and it really did, and it grew and grew. And I was going through it. It was some great songs.
That's very, very cool.
It's up to 16 songs now.
And they're all money related, right?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
We all
man.
assume that this is what Jeff Garcia from Locked On Spurs works out to.
It's
right?
his alarm clock. It's what he works out to.
It's kind of like his Rocky IV soundtrack.
Okay, yeah.
There you go. There you go.
Mhm.
Hey, don't forget next Thursday, they're going to have karaoke over at Serenity Manor, one of our sponsors over off of Old Bandera Road, right across from Flores Country Store. I sang Bobby Brown's Every Little Step You Take last week over there. They're going to have karaoke every other week, and they're going to try to have trivia every other week on Thursdays.
Nice.
What makes this different, though, is that you go to a karaoke bar here in town, people get drunk, right? And they go up there and they slur their words, do an awful job up there. Here, everyone's low key. Everyone's having some beer, some wine, margaritas, no hard liquor, but wine, beer, margaritas. That's good enough.
Yeah.
That's good enough. And a lot of people take their families out there. You see teenagers up there bring their kids
Okay.
so that they can sing a song as well. Kind of a family atmosphere, but it's a festive atmosphere. And that's over at Serenity Manor, Old Bandera Road, right across from Flores Country Store. And this is also a venue, by the way. We're showing you photos of it all. It is a venue that hosts weddings, bridal showers, baby showers, quinceañeras, corporate events. They even have these Old Town Fair days that are going on. One's going to be August 19th and 20th. Vendors will fill the inside and the outside. Artisans, crafters, bakers, people who make clothes, people who bake pet treats, and much more. You can reach out to them if you want to take part in this or even be one of the vendors out there. And something just popped up in my ear right now.
Yeah, we have a surprise
Really?
guest, man. Let me go
Oh
ahead.
my God.
Let me go ahead and bring this, on.
Is a surprise.
Y'all ready?
guest.
I'm gonna bring the guest on
Straight
now.
from the helicopter.
Oh my goodness. He just got off the helipad.
Yep.
Listen,
Yeah.
listen
Jeff
here.
Garcia, Locked On Spurs. What's up, my man?
First of all, I'm getting together my guest list for next week. Do you want to poach any of these names I have here? Just let me know now, Jimenez.
What's going on, my man?
Nothing
You are getting a little bit hurt right now because, first of all, what did you think of the playlist?
You know what? I actually haven't gone through it yet. I see like the images, but I haven't really dived in to see what songs are being picked. But no, believe it or not, that's not the music I work out to. That's not at all. At all.
Well, you got to tell us what it is then.
See, I spent a lot of time in New York, decades here, right?
Okay.
And one of the big things here in New York City are DJs. Like DJs is like a big thing here. It's like, do you know DJ so and so and so and so? So you cannot escape it. Whatever borough you're in, you're gonna have like a big DJ fest or like a DJ con. So I've been to a couple, and they're actually pretty good, very energetic, very high energy, very fast paced. So I kind of listen to that while I work out.
So we're taking a look at a tweet right now from Bear County Social Apparel.
Yeah.
And it says that they heard that they're replacing the iconic statue with another iconic player, a statue of Victor Wembanyama. That would be amazing. We got to get your impressions about this because we let off the show with not sports, not pop culture, but San Antonio nostalgia because the big Indian statue, the 26-foot tall statue, 410 near Callahan Road, is coming down July 31st. What are your thoughts of that thing coming down?
I think that should be Wemby's one-on-one practice partner. That should be it right there. Just throw him in the end, just let him go at it. No, I mean, it just signed that changes are coming. You know, I spoke about this on Lockdown Spurs today. We broke down those, I guess, the demographics that the Spurs CEO talked about for new ticket sales. And one thing that got overlooked, I thought you were going to pick it up during that interview. The Spurs CEO says the whole franchise is now targeting the younger base. They want their fan base to get younger. So I started thinking like, and they mentioned which generations, like they're going after millennials now. They're going after the Gen Zs. So I'm thinking, I'm a Gen Xer. My time must be done, right? Like it's over. It's over. Like another sign of they're out with the old and in with the new. And that's what it feels like all over in San Antonio. It's like an out with the old and in with the new now.
It kind of is. And that's the thing about it. You and I are relatively close in age. And I think I'm a couple years younger, if I'm not mistaken.
Just throwing that out there.
Just throwing it out there. And the thing about it is this, is that, you know, for so long, the boomers and the older part of Gen X have had their way.
Yeah.
And they're so used to that. And I think that a lot that goes on in the world right now, politically, a lot of what goes on in the world when it comes to just change is the old guard saying, wait 1 second, over my dead body.
Yeah.
I think that's what it is. And it's because people are not wanting to relinquish power. The state of Texas, San Antonio is 65.5% Hispanic. But the state of Texas, as of this year, for the first time ever, well, since we've been a state, right, is majority Hispanic, right? That had never happened before. And that's kind of a big deal. But now we're getting younger. And now the millennials and now Gen Z have purchasing power that rivals what Gen Xers have, that rivals what's going on with the baby boomers. And that's the power struggle right now, is that it used to be that the boomers and the older part of Gen X dominated and controlled everything. And now they're no longer when it comes to money, when it comes to power, when it comes to numbers, no longer the majority. And I think that's what's going on in this country right now when it comes to the internal struggle, these social wars and all that stuff.
Yeah, well, just look at the Spurs of late. The moment the Big Three era was pretty much all but over, you know, their TikTok and little videos that they're releasing left and right. Funny things that John, you mentioned the Barbie thing, you know, with Sohan. So you know, obviously social media was not a big thing or a thing during the Big Three era, but it was starting to towards the end. You saw glimpses of like Manu kind of getting attracted to it. We know Danny Green did the moment he left the Spurs with the podcast. So it was already in transition, but you got to wonder how the Spurs would be if the Big Three era was now in this era. Would they still be locked down? Nobody say anything, you know, media in, out, by, or would they allow them to do what we're seeing with the kids do? I mean, you really think a Manu or maybe Manu, but you think Timmy would be doing Q&As like Sohan does, like on a whim? If he was living, this was his prime? No, they wouldn't.
It's a different world.
Yeah, in a weird way, the Big Three era ended at the right time because now this team is so young, and that's what they do. That's what they are. I mean, Sohan is watching what y'all write in on Twitter. Sohan's doing Q&As. I mean, Trey Jones is sharing his public life about getting married. You know, I'm pretty sure the Big Three era wouldn't. Well, maybe Tony, but
Tony did.
Tony did, yeah. But that's about it. But it's, you know, speaking of purchasing power, I'm a little mad at you, Jimenez.
What'd I do?
Why did you react like it was so out of left field that I bought John a beer?
He did right.
Why did you act? I bought John a beer. I bought Joe a beer. I
don't remember this. When did you buy me a
I
beer?
bought you a beer. Yes, I have.
When? Where?
That was a while back when we first
They
met.
don't appreciate it, Jeff. They don't.
I don't
appreciate
remember, man.
We went to that Cowboys event where you were doing some Cowboys event with a bunch of fans or friends in the South Side. Remember that night we went out?
I guess so. I'll take your word for it, Jeff.
Yeah.
No,
You had to do
remember
some. You had to do some shots in a row or something like that. I remember you.
Oh, okay.
First of
Yeah.
all,
Yeah. No.
yeah.
I remember now. I remember.
Okay,
now.
yeah.
I will
And
say-
then wait, time out, Jimenez. And I bought on Pledger's birthday. I paid for half of the dinner party for him. All right, guests included. I
Yeah.
never met, but yet you sit there and acted like he bought you a drink, John. What? What?
I want to know what
How many times have you bought you drinks?
look how
I wanna know what
offended
a
Jeff is.
steak's like.
Jeff
man.
is so offended that uninvited he jumps onto the show
Yeah.
and I hear this doorbell
Oh no,
sound
you know
in
what?
my ear. I'm like,
why?
that means
why?
somebody's coming on. And
You know
I'm
why?
like,
because
why?
you did two things. The way you reacted to John saying that I bought him a beer, and then you poached another guest. I was like, okay, that's it. I'm done. That's it. I gotta go in. I gotta give him some hell
we
right now.
swim in the same circles. Now I do realize.
Oh no, not with Clark.
Yo,
Not
he
with
said,
Clark.
No, we don't.
He said you
First
gotta
of all-
get it in his text bracket.
First of all, the number of times that Nathan Clark responds to my Twitter, my tweets,
Yeah.
we're peeps at this point, dude. We're
Okay,
boys.
okay, you're- I wonder who it might be. Another poach by Jimenez.
You know what? You know what? Just because that girl finds me cute too, this is like high school. Yeah, you dated her, but now she finds me cute too.
But
That's what
seriously,
I'm
why did you react that way with John?
Oh, I was just being overly dramatic.
I thought you looked
but-
sincere,
but-
like you were
but-
surprised.
But it's funny because yes, you do pay for drinks, but what I find funny is that when you do, the money clip comes out and it sparkles, and then when you take the bills out, you lick your fingers every time you go.
No, I know.
for
No, I
each
know.
one.
Man,
I put a card down. You should know.
dollar
I put a card
bills,
down.
y'all.
All right,
Put the
Jeff, I
card down.
have an honest
Yeah.
question. Are
Yeah.
you going to buy that Grimlock that transforms itself?
You know what? I am tempted to until somebody showed me the price. I think that's just ridiculous.
Was
It's
it
close to
1,500, right?
1,500. That's too much. Even, I mean, you have to be,
Money bags?
I mean, you got to be out of control to buy that. I mean, it's a great looking figure. It's awesome, but like how they did the Optimus Prime one first, like that was the first one. That one's already discounted, so you may want to take that route. But right now, speaking of buying things, San Diego Comic-Con is underway right now, and oh my goodness, this is the Nerd Talk segment of Mike Jimenez's show. The amount of stuff that's being dropped right now, John, you would appreciate this. They finally released a Gargoyle Xanatos armored figure.
What?
Remember Xanatos?
Yes.
The red armor with the wings. They dropped it for the first time. So I think that is what I'm probably going to pick
Couple
up.
of comments coming in that we need to take a look at. Tim says Moneybags needs to take Joe, Mike, and a guest.
That's me.
John Dyer to Native Grill off of Ingram Park Mall. I'm down with that. You can buy me dinner. Jeff.
When we can get a steak, but it ain't gonna be served on
I
a
think,
silver
I think
platter,
it's called
man.
Native Wings.
Native Wings.
Yeah.
Now, Redbird's Junkie, by the way, has the comment of the week.
Yeah, here we go.
This is starting to sound like the Housewives of Acquired Taste. All the bickering that's going on. Very, very nice.
But Jimenez, I do give you a point for this. You're right. You're absolutely right. OP Prime takes an ass whooping.
See, go ahead and hang up.
Ass whooping. I mean, Jimenez, wait till you see the Netflix series what Megatron did to Prime. It was just nasty.
No,
Just
wait till I rent out a movie theater.
Yeah,
and
I heard
invite
about this.
10 of us
We gotta wait for
to
Jeff to
go
come
see
back.
Transformers 86. I will do.
I'm with John.
If you
If
will
it's
do the
if it's
movie-
anything less than an A plus, I'm flipping tables with John.
Well, no. See, I think it's different if I'm going to watch it at home because I've already seen about a third of the movie. Okay,
and I do
then-
give you credit. You have given a tip of the cap to the music. The music is good, really
right?
good.
So
Yeah.
I want to have the full-on experience. I want us to all get together, listeners of the Acquired Taste, listeners of Locked On Spurs, and we can rent out a movie theater and watch Transformers 1986 the way it was supposed to be watched on the big screen.
You can't watch this movie unless you're going to be wearing your Transformers swag, man. You got to wear a shirt, or you got to dress up in cosplay. Maybe Jeff will dress up as Megatron or something. You know,
John, they recently, you would appreciate this, and Joe too. They recently re-released 86 movie in theaters about a few months ago. I don't know if you got to catch it. Yeah, well, I went to go see it. It's one of those kind of events where it's like a special ticket. Like if anything goes, you can talk, you can come cosplay and everything. I go. So the movie starts. Some guy stands up, puts his hands in the air, and he had a full-on custom-made matrix of leadership. Opened it up, and it like started to light up the entire theater, like right when the credits started rolling. I was like, "Oh, that is just awesome." So Jimenez, that's how sacred this movie is. Yes. Don't tempt fate. Don't tempt the gods here.
Don't tempt.
This might be if you trash it. This might be the last time Dyer is on your show, and he might just refuse to come on.
Speaking of the gods, the Fantasy Gods going to premiere here August 6th for your fantasy football needs. Going to help you when it comes to your draft. It's going to be Sundays from 11 to noon. Get you ready for week 1 of the NFL season. Brandon Big Papi Medina will be the lead host of that show. I'll also be on as well, but that's going to be Brandon's show. We're going to get that going August 6th. This show is going to be going 2 hours, maybe as soon as next Monday. Not sure you're going to figure this out. Sponsors are coming in. You know what? I tell you what, if I get one more sponsor this weekend, and we've got 3 that are, kicking the tires right now, 3 kicking the tires. One comes over, we'll go 2 hours on Monday. Sound okay?
Sounds good to me.
If not, then we'll do 12 to 1 o'clock like we normally do.
Yeah, we're going to do 2 hours. At the end of that week, you're going to have to do the pool episode.
Yeah, he wants to do it.
Happen by Monday, then I'm pretty sure Jimenez is going to poach that list too. So
talking to Jeff Garcia from Locked On Spurs and Ken's 5 real fast. Let's give a quick shout out to Cynthia J. Sanchez of J. Parr Real Estate. She is a proud sponsor of the Acquired Taste. Been in business 16 years, handles the faith-based community, handles military service members and their families. She's formerly of USAA, does a fantastic job. J. Parr Real Estate, 210-273-0748. If you're looking to buy a home, man, yesterday I was talking to a different realtor from a different city, one from Houston, and he was telling me, he goes, hey, man, it's so difficult to buy a home these days because interest rates are so freaking high. It is now double the price to get the same home 3 years ago, right?
Yeah.
If you were going to spend $2,000 on a home 3 or 4 years ago, you're spending $4,000 for the exact same home. Well, she has a solution. Cynthia J. Sanchez works with internal lenders for new home builders, and she sold a house last week at a 4.2% interest rate. 4.2%. She'll show you which neighborhoods, which builders, a brand new home. It is cheaper for you to buy a brand new home through Cynthia J. Sanchez than to buy a pre-owned home. Think about that. Cynthia J. Sanchez, 210-273-0748. And if you buy a house through her, she will offer you a 1-year warranty up to a $600 value on something that covers the water heater, dishwasher, AC, and other mechanical appliances that may break down to wear and tear. That's part of what she does. She takes care of you not only at the sale, but also for the first year with that 1-year warranty. Amazing. Cynthia J. Sanchez, my own personal real estate agent, 210-273-0748. Hanging out with John Dwyer of Spurs and Salsa, hanging out with Jeff Garcia of Locked On Spurs, who has hijacked the show. I don't mind. I understand. You know, one of the things about social media, about Twitter, is that people bag on you. They rag on, they pile on me, right? Yeah. And sometimes it's valid and sometimes it's not, but I have very, very thick skin. And I see Jeff Garcia, people pile on him, and it's the first time that something like this has ever happened, and it hasn't gone away. It has not gone away. But
because I don't want to get that label that's true. It's not true. Not true at all.
There you go, man. It is.
I think what it is.
Hey, guys, y'all were talking about things that are no longer in San Antonio. By the way, yeah, funny picture. But about that picture, can you put that picture back up? Can you put that picture back up? Okay, here's some history. You know where this was taken at? This photo?
Yeah, OEI.
Trump Plaza.
No, that was the old downtown WOAI TV station back when I was with News 4 San Antonio for about 7-8 years. So that also is no longer there. So that building's gone. What is it now? Like an apartment in that spot where it used to be?
Man, I haven't followed up on it. I know it's on North
Yeah.
St. Mary's, right?
Yeah, right
it
near
was good.
Providence.
It was
Central
good
area.
property. It was good property there because he had
Yeah.
like the entrance to the river walk in that
Mhm.
area right there.
I believe it's a
Yeah.
hotel.
It is, but
Hotel? Okay, yeah.
I think so.
you know,
Yeah,
you
but I
take
think
a- you take a-
wasn't it, John? Wasn't it a fire that took down that building? I think
it was.
right?
It was.
It was an electrical fire.
Yeah.
But you take a look at that photo there. I know you're not necessarily money bags, but you're a good guy. I'm not going to give you any more crap about it. I'm lying. I am. It's a great nickname. It's a great nickname. And Bear County Social Apparel, I know that you guys, according to Twitter, are working on the San Antonio Indian type of shirt, maybe showing Wemby up there. That would be great. I like that. But we really need a Jeff Garcia money bag shirt.
Wait. Mario, I see your comment there. You know what? Okay, I will admit to that. I do have a lot of action figures. That I do. That is out of control. And I'm like during the commercial break, guess what I was doing? I was getting the Xanatos figure that I was talking about from Gargoyles. I'm purchasing it, so I got to get it. But yeah, what else is around that's not in San Antonio anymore? One thing that I'm surprised that's still up is Piranha Club. Like I'm surprised that's still there. Like
Dude,
it hasn't changed. It still looks the same for the most
Midnight Ropaho, Midnight Rodeo.
Whoa.
Yeah.
closed
Yeah.
because of the fire, and no one was going there anyway.
No, it was all but done.
I still cry a tear every once in a while because the atrium shut down 20 years ago. That was
for
the
me
big time club.
I shed my tears when Park Place closed down.
Park Place.
Park
So-
Place.
I was
Oh.
All right.
there
So Jeff,
every single weekend back in my day.
you walk into Park Place, okay?
Yes.
Which for those of you who don't know, had 6 nightclubs, 3
Yes, it did.
upstairs, 3
Was
downstairs.
phenomenal.
Had a karaoke piano bar area.
Yeah, I remember.
It had an area that did country, an area that did disco. And look,
Yep.
I'm showing them because I'm mapping it out in my head right
There
now.
you go.
There
Yeah.
was the top 40, there was the
Yep.
grinding music,
Yep.
and then there was like a lounge type area upstairs at the country.
Yep.
Jeff, which room did you have the most luck at?
I had the most. What? Say it again.
Which room did you have the most luck?
Oh, in the very first floor, where the right when you walked in, there was like a black wall, like you couldn't see beyond that. You had to go around it, and when you went around it, so I would always go to the right. It was like right away, like a big top 40 dance floor, and then if you kept on walking, though, there was a staircase in the back, and you took the staircase down and that will lead you to the disco 80s, 70s era. I think I was there in those two. Those were my 2 spots right there.
That was my spot as well. People reaching out to us. We have Fernandez saying kabooms.
Kabooms was my spot when I was in middle school.
Yeah, kabooms, the nightclub that had a basketball court on the outside. Because if you weren't dancing, you could play some basketball out there. That was over off Highway 90 back in the day. Jonathan C saying Joe's Volcano.
That place lasted a long time.
Yeah, Volcanoes is still around.
The
man.
ruins are still there, man, but it's called something like
it's
the
not- yeah.
backstage, or I don't know, something like that now.
They should never have changed that name. That is making me even more sad.
But like with Club Piranha, like they never changed. I mean, we know what it is now, but they never changed it, like the structure of it, right? It's still the same building, right?
Yeah.
Oh, here's a name. Here's a club name right here. Who's saying this one here? Mario saying Planeta
Planeta.
Mexico.
Oh
Dude,
man,
I got kicked out of Planeta Mexico one time. Me and my boys got into it, man.
Dancing on the speakers, probably.
yeah.
No, we
That's what it was.
barely got there, and we got into a fight with some other group of people, man. They were already, drunk as we arrived, and somebody said something to one of my boys. Forget it, dude.
Did you land punches?
We came to it. They kicked us out, dude.
Okay. Now I went to Planeta one time. By the way, Planeta back in the day had the hottest girls by far, and none of them spoke English. They were all the internationals, man. They were all there. But one time I went there, and there was a bar fight that broke out between these 2 people, and one of them, like a movie, got a beer bottle, smashed it on the counter, and like squared up to this dude with a cut off beer bottle.
Yeah, those are my friends.
Wow.
And I'm like, what the hell is going on here? And
Wow.
everyone's fleeing, and I'm just there or hiding behind tables. And
No
I'm there
way.
3 feet away, just looking at them, surprised. But that was Planeta. Planeta typically was a good place. A lot of St. Mary's girls would go there.
Well,
And
that's why I was there a lot because I went to St. Mary's University.
Oh, okay,
So
makes
it
sense.
was so close for us to go. So I was there almost like also aside from Park Place. If I wasn't at Park Place, I was at Planeta. And that's well for the other little thing people don't know about me. I'm actually bilingual. So I had quite
No
easy of a
troubles.
time. No troubles.
Yeah.
Oh
there.
man, they're
Yeah.
bringing one out from back in the day. Look at that, the squeeze box.
Oh, it's closing this month.
It's closing at the
Yeah,
end of
Sure,
the
you
month.
make sure you get out there before.
Done.
That one in Image. I know Jeff went to Image.
Oh, Image. Yes, yes.
Do y'all remember
Correct
the
me if I'm
music
wrong.
gallery?
The what?
Music gallery, St. Mary's Strip back in the day.
No, I don't think I hit that
Yeah, we
place.
did.
up.
Jeff and I recently went to Brass Monkey.
Oh God,
That's
man.
a fun place.
It
That's
was
a
my
fun
friend's
That is a good
birthday.
spot. It's a good
It was my
Yeah.
friend's birthday, and I was trying to think: has there been a time I've gone drinking with Jeff that wasn't high class?
Brass Monkey would
was-
be a place.
It
man.
was Brass Monkey. That's the one time that Jeff went drinking with me and was laid back.
He went slumming with you.
Wait a minute. No, wait. There was another spot. Hang on. Let me think. There has to be another spot.
Mommy.
If
That
you
was a
went to
spot,
Brass
too.
Monkey, you need to get a tetanus
No,
shot. man.
we've drank
worth
at
it, though.
Esquire. We've gone to 19.
Esquire. I'm thinking of Esquire. Yeah.
We went to
that's
Joe
right.
Blue, so we've done the Southtown type of thing. That's all high
Yeah.
class. Now, I will say this though, since Jeff mentions that he is, bilingual and he has the dinero, he's never taken me to the Pearl. So one day we'll go drink at the Pearl. There's actually some pretty good bars over there.
Oh yeah, it's
Yeah.
not bad. Why does it
Yeah.
have to do with bilingual though?
Oh, I was just trying to
Oh.
say money in Spanish.
Oh, speaking of
Uh,
bilingual, Jeff, you might want to stick around for this. We were having breakfast,
Mhm.
and Mike's telling me something, and they start playing, Mexican music,
Yeah. Yeah.
and he stops in his tracks, and he says,
Uh-huh.
"We're talking about money, or we're talking about business." He
Yeah,
says,
yeah.
"God, I hate Mexican music,"
Oh
Okay.
man.
Oh no, dude.
and he was talking, whatever it was.
Even, do you know how to
stopped on
Tejano dance? Do you know how to Tejano dance?
Yeah, I'm okay Tejano dancing.
So let me
It's
get this straight.
basically two-stepping, which country
Yes,
is doing
with a
Tejano.
slide.
Yeah.
With a
Yeah.
slide.
Joe,
Mike does not
It's
like
one-
Mexican music.
One,
Joe.
1-2 turn, 1-1-2
Joe,
turn.
it stopped him in his track to tell me, like, I hate this
Okay,
so much.
because we were talking about something financial in nature, which
Yes.
is what I do for a living, and I was having a hard time articulating what I wanted to say because music was on, and my wife and I will have conversations. We'll be in a restaurant, and I'll be like, "Babe, I can't hear you because of the music," and she goes, "I can't even hear it," and I'm like, "I hear it loud. I hear music louder than most people." So we're at this Mexican restaurant, and this Mexican music is coming on, and it's the polka, the boom, dum, dun,
No,
dun,
boom,
dun.
boom.
There you go.
Boom.
and I just lost it because I lost my train of thought, and I was like, "John, I can't stand this music," is what I said.
Tired.
And-
Did you pull his Mexican card? Did you pull
I
it?
already
immediately?
had.
That's
for
what they said.
Primo. I already had already.
Christopher Leja said Jimenez is canceled. Take his
Hey,
raza.
Yeah,
con-
you're
You know we
done.
need-
You're done.
Leja, we need a playlist for Jimenez now.
Yeah, somebody asked me
Make,
what.
make,
a
make
fire.
it the,
Yeah.
the widest music you can
Tejano.
find.
Either the whitest music ever, or maybe a Mexican, like a.
Yeah.
Hombre, dude, put on some Emilio with Raulito.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll do other two. One
Oh,
that,
look
he,
at-
one that he likes, one that he hates.
Hey, we even had a comment here. This one was funny from Mario Cavazos. He said, "I bet Jeff was dancing to Mana
Of course.
at Planeta
You're
Mexico."
damn right I was. Yes, I was.
Of course.
Do you picture Jeff doing the the SNL "What Is Love"? Going to a club and just bobbing his head to the
Yeah,
right.
I kind of like this comment here, man. They said, Jeff, Mike, John, and Joe need to give Wemby Spanish. No, not that one. Not that one. Where was it? I just saw it. Oh, here it is. It says, Orale Mike's new nickname is
It's co-
Coconut. Brown outside and white inside.
Man, that's
It
brutal.
wouldn't be the
Jimenez.
first time I've been
That's
called
brutal.
that. That doesn't hurt my feelings at all.
He'll
Not
take
the
it.
first time. Someone asked me what a grito was one time, and I said, "Well, just picture a man stepping on a nail, because that is what a grito is."
See, it's just
Oh man, Jimenez, you're just digging yourself a
Yes.
bigger hole every single second.
El Coco. Bring it, baby. I ain't afraid of names. I ain't
El
afraid
Coco or
of
El Cucuy?
names.
Every time they have those close-ups of you with that drinking that beer, man,
Oh yeah.
that
Yeah.
has me in tears,
Yeah,
dude.
someone asked me if I did that one on purpose, and 2 times, no. The last time was on purpose because I knew someone was gonna grab it.
Yeah, man. One of my favorite comments when I was scrolling through that, somebody says, "Man, y'all got to warn a brother before you post that picture."
It comes up on your Twitter.
Wait, Jimenez. Remember earlier you were saying like when was the last time we went to a non-fancy spot to drink? I remember now.
Yeah.
Slackers.
Okay, that's a good spot.
We went to Slack.
not
It
fancy.
counts.
It's not fancy, but it's not
I
hood.
remember now.
It's
But,
not hood.
Where were we? We were to Slackers downtown. Right. Yeah.
That one's perfectly
Well,
fine.
Jeff only went in for the video games anyway.
Yeah, well, there were some good video games.
Yeah,
in there. I
that's
think
why- yeah,
the
that's-
OG.
You gonna stack them quarters up?
That's why he got you in.
TMNT
I
was
know.
there.
They-
Yeah, he don't want no part of me with Street Fighter, bro. I'm telling
I know.
you.
Oh.
You know what? He walked into that bar though, took his wallet from his back pocket, moved it to the front. I don't know why. He just did. He just did. That is
Not
Jeff
true.
Garcia
Not
from Locked
true.
On Spurs and Ken's Five. What are you working on today, my man?
Well, we got a new episode of Locked On Spurs already out with Casey Vieira, another person that Jimenez poached. Yeah, we're talking about the Wemby. Is he a lock? We kind of think that Chet is going to be his biggest threat to that. Also, I throw out there, I'm waiting for the Chet Wemby budding rivalry. You know, like
Right.
Kareem and Wilt, or all that stuff to that to become that. Also, stick to my timeline on Twitter, because I warned everybody last night that today I'm going to be giving out another prize from the San Antonio Zoo. They gave us 4. 2 people already won it. That means 2 are left. So it'll be a little trivia based on today's Locked On Spurs. If you listen to it by now, I'm going to give you another 30 minutes. I'm going to put it out there and ask the question about what happened during the show. And whoever answers that gets a free prize from the San Antonio Zoo. And of course, put up that. I'm sorry, Jimenez, I'm surprised you even talked about this. What Basketball Hall of Famer Tim Hardaway said about Bol versus Wemby. I mean, that just blew
we
my
saw
mind.
that. I told him.
So
Oh, my
I get
goodness.
it. I get it, but I don't want to have my blood pressure get so high on a Friday. That's basically it. But that is Jeff Garcia from Locked On Spurs, accusing this show of being called Locked On Acquired Taste. Thanks for being with us, even though you weren't invited. See you on Wednesday. Hope you're doing good, man. Have a great weekend. Again, don't forget to subscribe to us on Facebook, subscribe to us on YouTube, Twitter. I'm at MJ Acquired Taste, and we're also available on Spotify. John Dwyer, before we go, your first time here, what do you thought?
It's amazing. I had a lot of fun.
It's a good setup here, man. We get all
it's
the
a great-
comments coming
I
in.
can't tell you how great this place. This is amazing, Joe. You've done a great job.
Thanks, man.
Acquired Taste is first class. Had a lot of fun.
Very nice.
I'll have to come back. We have to dig deep into Primo. a little
We
bit more.
got to. That was the one topic we didn't do because show got hijacked by Jeff Garcia, but it's okay.
Yeah,
He's
it was
my
a good-
boy.
It was a good thing.
He's my boy, and he's bought me drinks before.
I
He's
think
my
next
boy.
time, man, we got John in here. We got to open up a little bottle.
Oh,
Got a little pour, man.
That's true. I've had 3 episodes where I've had some drinks. Mike Taylor and I were buzzing by the time the show was
Yeah,
over.
I gave you all a 3-finger pour. Mike was like, "We're drinking." I'm like, "You sure? We sure are."
I heard you mention Buffalo Trace. I'll
Oh yeah, Mike's got to buy me another bottle, dude.
I
He-
do, man. I drank half of it.
No,
Dang.
he drank most of it.
Half is close to most.
yeah.
But thank you so much for subscribing. Before you get off, don't forget, hit the like button, like and subscribe. Like and subscribe. This has been fun. Everyone have a safe weekend out there. We'll see you back here on Monday.